the love of country is also beautiful. So I haven't seen it in America as much. So people in America love their country. Like this patriotism is strong in America, but it's not as strong as I remember, even with my sort of being younger, the love of the Soviet Union.
Now,
Right?
was it the Soviet Union? This requires a distinction, or was it Mother Russia?
What it really was the Communist Party.
Okay, so it was this. It was the
Soviet,
system in place. Okay,
the system in place, like loving. I haven't quite deeply psychoanalyzed exactly what you love. I think you love that like populist message of the worker, of the common man, the common
so let
person.
me draw the comparison then. And I often say this that the United States, like the Soviet Union, is an ideological based society, right? So you take a country like France. It doesn't matter which French government you're in now. The French have been the French for a long time, right? It's not based on an ideology, right? Whereas what unites the United States is an ideology: freedom, liberty, the Constitution. This is what draws, it's the e pluribus unum kind of the idea, right? This that out of many one. Well, what binds all these unique different people? These shared beliefs, this ideology. The Soviet Union was the same way because, as you know, the Soviet Union, Russia was merely one part of this Soviet Union. And if you believe the rhetoric until Stalin's time, everybody was going to be united under this ideological banner someday, right? It was a global revolution. So ideological societies are different. And to be a fan of the ideological framework and goal, I mean, I'm a liberty person, right? I would like to see everybody in the world have my system of government, which is part of a bias, right? Because they might not want that. But I think it's better for everyone because I think it's better for me. At the same time, when the ideology, if you consider, and this stems from ideas of the Enlightenment, and there's a bias there. So my bias are toward but you feel, and this is why you say we're going to bring freedom to Iraq, we're going to bring freedom to here, we're going to bring freedom, because we think we're spreading to you something that is just undeniably positive. We're going to free you and give you this. It's hard for me to wipe my own bias away from there, right? Because if I were in Iraq, for example, I would want freedom, right? But if you then leave and let the Iraqis vote for whomever they want, are they going to vote for somebody that will, I mean, you look at Russia now, and I hear from Russians quite a bit because so much of my views on Russia and the Soviet Union were formed in my formative years. And we were not hearing from many people in the Soviet Union back then, but now you do. You hear from Russians today who will say your views on Stalin are archaic and cold. So you try to reorient your beliefs a little bit, but it goes to this idea of, if you gave the people in Russia a free and fair vote, will they vote for somebody who promises them a free and open society based on Enlightenment democratic principles? Or will they vote for somebody we in the US would go, what are they doing? They're voting for some strong man who's just good. I think it's very hard to throw away our own biases and preconceptions, and it's an all eye of the beholder kind of thing. But when you're talking about ideological societies, it is very difficult to throw off all the years of indoctrination into the superiority of your system. I mean, listen, in the Soviet Union, Marxism, one way or another, was part of every classroom's. You could be studying geometry and they'll throw Marxism in there somehow, because that's what united the society, and that's what gave it a higher purpose. And that's what made it, in the minds of the people who were its defenders, a superior, morally superior system. And we do the same thing here. In fact, most people do. But see, you're still French, no matter what what the ideology or the government might be. So in that sense, it's funny that there would be a Cold War with these two systems, because they're both ideologically based systems involving peoples of many different backgrounds who are united under the umbrella of the ideology.